thrown into solitary confinement, whatever it takes, okay? All right. Number 3. When you get to prison, this is one of the last things you could possibly want to hear, okay? This is probably a recipe for a bad time at prison. Number 3. Yeah, nigga! Say fuck my little white ass! Say fuck my bitch ass! Say that shit, bitch! You don't want to be hearing that, okay? Because if that's what you're hearing, you're in trouble. You can already tell things have not gone according to plan. Okay. Now, number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Shit, man. I just gave that little white nigga AIDS and shit. And I took his shoes. This means that the damage is done. And you're basically a husk of a human being at this point. And there's no way of helping you. And lastly, the number 1 thing you don't want to hear on your first day of prison is Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. Let me just read this and make sure it's mildly funny here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rip this one out and set it aside, and if there's still time, I'll do this one. Hot quiz! Who's ready for hot quiz? Who's ready for some quiz action? Can I get a volunteer to come up here for the hot quiz? Hot quiz. All right, you in the white shirt, come on up. Hot quiz time. Woo! Big round of applause for this man in the white shirt coming up. Hot quiz. Hot quiz. Is he going to win that Microsoft tablet? We've got over 15 Microsoft tablets to give away, folks. Everybody in this audience has a chance to win one hot quiz. Are you ready? Yes. Here we go. What B-ball dunking, drumline drumming, white people hating, car note not paying, $200 shoe buying, T-Mobile sidekick kicking, race. Okay? What Bernie Mac, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Race. Okay? What loud music, rude, throwing bags of chips on the ground in your neighborhood, driving shitty cars, thinking a Maxima's a good car. When they get a Maxima, they say they got a boss nigga car. Like a 2002 Maxima is what a boss nigga would be driving. What race is responsible for global poverty? Asians. The human race. Get out of my sight, you racist piece of shit. Although Asians do more than their fair share to contribute to global poverty, it is in fact the human race. Because we are all the same color. Genetics, IQ, these things are not real. If you watched Bill Nye, the doctor, he does have a master's degree in science, and he's not just like an engineer like people say he is, said that people are all the same, so it's real. All right, and on that note, guys, it's time to smash racism! Oh yeah! Are you ready? Smashing racism! Oh, it's time to smash racism in the groinus. Straight groinus. Yo, it's time we took a little break to smash racism, y'all. Even though Guys, I was on a racist web forum the other day. Just gotta adjust something here. Just got a little bit of an itch. Here we go. I was on a racist web forum, www.hitlerthoughts.com, okay? That's where KKK members, KKK represents over 50 to 100,000 active white men, terrorists, Christians in the United States. They convene on hitlerthoughts.com. I was there posting anti-racist comments, making sure that the discussion stayed on track and didn't get into any bad territory. I was using humor and snarky remarks, like Jon Stewart, to let them know their thoughts were invalid. Okay? But I found the following racist comment, which was written by a Chinese man. What? Now, our Chinese friend in the back here, listen, you seem like a very nice person, but lately I've been coming across a lot of racists online. A lot more than the fair share have been Chinese. So what's going on with that, okay? Are you Chinese? In the pink? What are you? So half Chinese, half Irish. So essentially full Chinese. Now, I don't know what the deal is with these Chinese racists, but I read this comment, and it was wick-whack, y'all. It said this. And I'm not going to do it in a Chinese accent, because I'm not a fucking KKK member. All right? It said this. Certain group of people, and I think you know exactly who I'm talking about, and I don't even need to say it. Cape Verdeans. You like that? He said he wasn't going to say the group, and then he says the group. Real smart. Okay? You can already tell this guy's working with limited resources. Cape Verdeans are literally the stupidest people. Spelled stupidest wrong. On racial IQ tests, they don't even have a slot because they're off the page. They get beat out by some types of fish. They get beat out by smartphones, bugs, the new Toyota Prius, and my Uncle Wong, but that's another story. Look at the problems facing Americas. And he writes facing Americas? Like, dude, learn to spell check before you hate on the internets, okay? And so I wrote that to him. I wrote a comment that said, learn to spell check before you hate on the internets. Next thing I know, the whole thread, boom. Okay? They didn't lock it or anything, but another racist blown right out of the water. Next to me. You can thank me later. I was like, yo, try again next time, sweetie. Try harder, sweetie. He's probably on the other end of the computer just shitting his pants, just crying about his life. Like, yo, you're a racist, so you live in your mom's basement, so you're stupid. Okay. Oops. Oh, and this is probably a picture of the guy, okay? Probably found a picture of him. Piece of shit. All right. So this is a new experimental one. I didn't even write anything for this yet. I just have the plan, okay? So here it goes. This is Dudu Oban, the son of Dudu Osun. Okay. I have like 2 things written, and then the rest I'm just supposed to improvise. So this is gonna go nowhere. But here we go. All right. Hello. I am Dudu Osun. This is my son. His name is Dudu Oban. His father is a proud warrior, Dudu Osun. Warrior king, Dudu Osun. My father was Dudu Ogun. The king of the land, proud Dudu Ogun. I raised my son. He say, Daddy, what are we to do? I say, listen. The Juju tribe, they are evil. They are possessed by evil spirit. So we must kill them. And so my son, he is a proud warrior. We kill the Juju tribe. We fight them in generations-long racial war. And I tell him it is white man's fault. And he said to me, I killed them! Oh, why did you do this? Alright, that's all. That's it. But there's this myth of the noble savage. Has anybody heard the term noble savage? You guys know what that, you've heard that before? You never heard that? In the 20s, okay, the English and the Europeans, they're going all around the world, they're cataloging things, they're drawing they're doing woodcuts of plants and showing what they found, okay? And they're writing stuff, they're writing just their observations, and it's pretty hateful. It's like this tribe has spent hundreds of years killing each other, and they're fucking stupid, okay? It's very hateful, it's awful. But in the 60s, these communist academics tried to sort of revamp history, and there's this myth called the noble savage myth. Like they're noble, like life is peaceful and idyllic in these pre-civilization zones. Does that make sense? Have you heard something like that before? Like the Lion King, it's all over the place. If you look at like stuff like the Lion King and the Jungle Book, like that idea of savages, quote unquote savages, being noble. And this doesn't have to be a racist thing one way or the other, but that myth is sort of propagated. But if you look back, like in the tribes that they still exist that we can look at, like these cannibal tribes in these islands and like tribes that have not seen people in the Amazon and stuff, the rates of death for like fighting age males are like 10 to 20 times World War I. So I just think that's just some information. That's neither here nor there. But the world was just covered in barbarism, and like intellectuals and academics have done a great deal to try to like show that that's not the case. Has anybody read Aldous Huxley, The Island? Aldous Huxley, The Island, it was his book that he wrote on his deathbed when he was pumping himself full of LSD, and it's like a utopia. It's his utopia vision where the people, like they're very sexually open and free, and you can only mate with one person like 10 times or something, or for like you choose your mate for 3 years, and then you cycle them out and you get a new mate, and they practice tantric sex, and the whole book is like this fantasy world of, I don't know where I'm going with that, but that's the way I feel about that. Okay? But as I said before, Dudu Ocean is not racist, and the proof for that is that I was reading a comment written by a Chinese person online, and that's where I based that character off of. So basically everything I'm doing here is from China, and if you have a problem with what I'm saying, you go directly to Alibaba.com and you complain to their staff. You don't talk to me about that. Do we have any blacks or Latinos out there in the audience, guys? Hell yeah, there we go. We got any non-Aryan whites? Anyone? Okay. Jeez, I thought we were going to have a decent audience this time around, damn it. But anyway, I have sort of a Jewish look about me. And when my mom checks out my comedy that I do, and she thinks she's really going to stick it to me by telling me that I look Jewish, or that I am Jewish or whatever. And I'm like, oh, Mom, that's terrible. You're really like... My mom, in trying to like show me and trying to get me back for being quote unquote racist, is saying that it's bad to be Jewish, and I say, Mom, listen, I have this facial hair, okay, I got this big Ari Lebowitz nose, but here's the deal, okay? Yeah, right, Mom. I probably would have been one of Hitler's top soldiers, okay? My hair is straight. I'm tall. I can follow orders good, okay? I'm not blonde-haired or blue-eyed. All right, but neither was Hitler. So I think he probably would have seen me, and he would have been like, I see something in myself in this kid. I'm gonna give him a shot. Let's see what he's got. I kind of like that kid. I didn't really say that, but I did have. That's based on a conversation I was having with a Portuguese guy, and we were talking about how they have like Moorish blood, like Portugal was conquered by Northern Africans, and instead of like arguing with what I was saying, he just said that he would have made one of Hitler's top soldiers, and I was like, man, that's a pretty good rebuttal. How long have we been going here? Has it been an hour? Less than an hour? A little bit?
13 minutes left.
Okay, 13 minutes left. Is anyone from the house here? Can I go like 10 minutes over time? Anyone?
Go ahead.
Can I go like 20 minutes over time?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice of you. Thank you. All right, let me just rip these pages out here. All right. Okay, let's see if this is funny or not. It's probably not. Hot quiz! Let's get another volunteer. Who's going to volunteer for hot quiz? Okay, don't stare at the eye candy, all right? Someone brought that eye candy to show off. You don't have to stare at her, okay? She's a human being too, okay? And her body is a tight object, but we're not going to objectify that, okay? She's wearing... Was she wearing a puff jacket? She's wearing a sort of reflective jacket and a hat that shows you she's New York City. She's cool. She's down with whatever, okay? She probably smells good. Her hair and her neck. You could probably touch her neck and just feel 5 years younger. You feel like you're alive again, okay? But we're not going to objectify that. We're not going to treat her or you, okay? I don't care how beautiful you are on the outside, because on the inside, okay? On the inside, you and her are the same. Okay, never mind the outside. Sweetheart, on the inside, you're just as beautiful as Carmen Electra.
Yeah.
That's because I'm a good person. Now, I need a volunteer for a hot quiz. Someone want to come up here? All right, come on up. Get up here for the hot quiz, okay? Hot quiz! And their guns, and their bombs, zombie, hot quiz. What percentage of dads think about their hot daughters sexually? Is it A, 90%, or B, 95%?
90%.
The answer is B, 95%. You do not win a tablet, I'm afraid. But according to Pew Research Center and MoveOn.org, over 95% of fathers think about their hot daughters sexually. Think about them blowing high school football players and sending nudes with the phones their fathers bought them. 100% of Hispanic fathers think about their Angelita princess in a white dress and watch their daughters in the shower. Now, let's have a disclaimer here for all you perverts in the audience, okay? All you perverts. Of course we're talking about an 18-year-old daughter, okay? This is not pedophilia. We're not talking... That's so gross. Thinking about 17-year-old pussy? Oh my God, that is disgusting and awful. 17-year-old... Oh, I can't even think about it. 18-year-old pussy gets me off so hard. But... Oh my God, I'm gonna be fucking sick. That's why nearly every king or religious leader in history has some story about knocking up or taking his bride at age 18 only. Forever only. No. Don't even don't go there. Listen, I know when I'm jerking off, okay, I don't want to be one of these comedians making jerking off jokes, because that's fucking gay, okay? A lot of these, at that place that I do comedy in the Middle East, they make jokes about jerking off all the time. It's fucking gay. But when I'm jerking off, I think about 18-year-old pussy, all right? I'm a red-blooded American. I think about the 18-year-old pussy, okay? If I accidentally start to think about tight, pink 17... I start puking. Okay, pull it together. I start thinking about Pamela Anderson, Sandra Bullock, all right? Women who have aged gracefully and are therefore hot to me. I think about women's achievements, okay? Listen, I think only about women's achievements. You girls, are you in school? Are you both in school? What's your majors?
Dietetics. Marketing.
What the fuck is dietetics?
I'm switching, but it's
What?
nutrition.
Nutrition. What are you switching into?
English.
English? Okay. Listen, you girls are hot. All right, don't get me wrong. You're hot. You got what it takes. You got it going on. But if I were to go home and think about you, which I won't, because I respect the fuck out of you, but if I were, I would be thinking, oh my God, such a good English major and marketing major. Oh, she's in marketing. She's doing so much with her life. She's really pulling it together and proving those men wrong. She's going to be the next female astronaut. I wouldn't be thinking about your bodies. You disgusting. What is wrong with you? And that's why Meryl Streep is the hottest woman I've ever seen. And that's why when female actresses complain about not getting parts once they hit the wall, I agree with them. No justice, no peace. Can I go like 30 minutes over time? Thank you so much. Okay, this is not comedy. This is a piece I prepared. I just have to get this out here in case I am killed by Mossad or something. I just want you to know how I feel on this issue. I need some water here. This is a blog post. I'm just going to read it out loud. It's a very LA sort of comedy thing to do. Read a blog post on stage. Lena Dunham is an obvious, disgusting pedophile, probably because she grew up with a fruitcake for a father who was obsessed with painting vaginas. He probably thought it was healthy for his baby daughters to grow up around giant paintings of cartoon vaginas in nasty sex positions, and maybe that's why she stuffed her little sister full of gravel. Look up Carol Dunham paintings. Her father's name is Carol. That's gay. I don't care. I'm not here to make an apology for pedophilia. That's your job. In fact, pedophilia apology is going to be a field of study you can major in at whatever gay college you're attending in 2018. But my hatred for Lena Dunham is multifaceted. It's mainly about how she's trampling femininity and also making it cool to be an abomination. The pedo shit is just icing on the cake, head kick icing on the cake. Also, I don't like fat people. It's not a coincidence that she's big and fat. I hope one day when she challenges me to a street fight and maybe I will accidentally kill her with my bare hands. I don't know, I just don't know. That's just a public service announcement. That's not intended to be funny. It is what it is, okay? Oh, we're getting some cutting edge here. You guys are going to love this. Now, people, are we making sure this is getting filmed here? Is your phone running out of space? You're good? Okay.
No.
If it runs out of space, you interrupt me. Let me know. We're going to figure something out. Oh, this is good. I've been working on this for ages. It's so funny. But first, let's go ahead and do the political quiz. We got to check out politics, okay? Because we do political humor sometimes, and it's important to know exactly where you stand, okay? You know what the issues are, you know where you stand on the issues, but you don't know, we're going to find out on the political grid, on the spectrum, exactly what they would label you, okay? So let's do this here. As we're going through, the answers are going to be numbered 1, 2, 3. You just add up whichever answer you pick, and you tally it up in your head, okay? Don't be dummies, do a little basic math, okay? Which of the following is the closest to your view? And as you can see, this is hard to read, so I'll read it out loud. 1, government regulation of business is necessary to prevent companies from polluting. Okay, so if you pick that one, you score 1 for that, okay? 2, government regulation of business is necessary to prevent companies from exploiting the poor. Sounds reasonable. 3, is necessary to keep the rich from getting too rich. Okay, so pick your number and add it up in your head. Here we go. Number 2, what do you think about this? 1, hard work does not lead to success in this country. 2, hard work is actually bad because it leads people to expect more from minimum wage workers. And 3, hard work is corporate bullshit better suited to a patriarchal male piece of shit. Paying for an abortion is a man's right. 1, false. 2, don't know. 3, true. Add these up in your head. We're going to get to the end in a minute here. What's the biggest threat to this country right now? Okay, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of terror, T-word attacks, okay? T-word, I've planted a bomb in a major metropolitan area. Unless the United States Army surrenders to me, I'll be blowing it up, okay? 1, rednecks. They're always riding around with trucks, beating minorities and gays. That's something you hear about a lot, and it's true, and it happens. 2, Christians. Every day they're blowing up abortion clinics. I don't know where to begin with those pesky Christians. Or 3, is it whites? 3 would be whites. Add up your answers. Here we go. Guys, immigrants belong in this country. The question is where? And I'm not just talking about your friendly immigrants, like these young men right here, brown skin, good hearts, proud people, okay? I'm talking about displacement levels of people who don't share Western culture and in fact are antithetical to Western culture. Where do they belong? Answer 1, other neighborhoods. 2, white neighborhoods. 3, my neighborhood. Or 4, my ass and colon. Guys, how much foreign aid should we be sending to Israel? Number 1, 10 million per day. That's reasonable about the buddy. We did it. Number 2, send us 20 million a day. We're going to use the money. We're helping you. We have your best interest at heart. Or 3, as much money as we need for the missiles. We have to buy more missiles. Where are we going to get the money from? Help us. We're being persecuted. We need more missiles. Okay. Guys, white children outperform a certain other race in schools. Not on my watch, but it's happening right now. Rather than raise certain other children up, we must lower the benchmark and whites along with it. The most fair, egalitarian way of doing this is 1. Fill everyone's head with homosexual gibberish until no one knows which way is up anymore. Common Core. Okay. How do you add 2 plus 2? Use a number line. 2. Reintroduce whites-only drinking fountains, but this time tainted with estrogen so that the white boys will be thinking less about math and more about wearing dresses. Very progressive. I hope my sons end up that way. Okay. The EPA just dumped a bunch of shit in the Colorado River. The water supply for 45 million Americans is now tainted for decades. Clearly, we must, 1, ensure that more blacks and Hispanics are employed by the EPA. Increase diversity, which is strength. 2, ensure that government workers receive generous pensions for life. 3, remain calm knowing that our Kenyan Muslim commie president will soon give a speech. 4, be thankful that most of those 45 million are Republicans and teabaggers. Fuck their water! Jon Stewart! 5, listen to Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson and triple the size of the budget for the EPA, and also send more money to Israel for the missiles. 6, be happy to have contaminated water to drink because there are places in Africa that don't even have that much. 7, all of the above, or 8, gun control. Okay, now tally up the answers. Okay, we're going to get to the results in a second. Is this the results? I think it might be. No, it's not. It must be the next one. Okay. Guys, having a healthy contingent of homosexuals in the military is key to our defensive strategy. Okay? I was in the Iraq War. I was in the Desert Theater of War, and there's one thing that we needed: lots of strong-ass women.
Yeah.
We needed a platoon. My troops, we were down. We were in a Humvee. We were under heavy fire. I said, "Sergeant, give me 10 homosexuals now!" "Sir, yes, sir!"
Can't we do that?
No, you can't.
I was gonna make it funny with a gay accent.
None of these Salon.com Huffington Post articles ever mention male-on-male rape statistics in the military, because it's not important, because men can't be raped, because fuck them, because who cares? Okay, a lot of work has to be done. With the forced retire of General Petraeus, a new slot in the High Command has opened up. It would behoove us to fill this slot in the High Command with 1, a Muslim transsexual person of color. I could see them making a lot of good decisions in battle, in the heat of battle, okay? They were a man, now they're a woman. They're Muslim, so they know what the opposition is like. They're thinking, what's a feminine approach to this problem based on my masculine viewpoints? And boom, they're gonna solve it. 2, a self-professed anti-American mujer Latina terrorist. Okay, it worked for Nylon Magazine. You got MIA, and you know what? Fuck it, okay? Even if she doesn't do a good job, the U.S. Army's gonna start cranking out some good music. 3, a gay guy with AIDS, because he knows what it's like to be under fire. Okay, it's not funny. Oh, you can't make fun of AIDS. Well, okay, guess what? AIDS is not a death sentence anymore. Okay, you take a pill and you have a life expectancy that's the same as a regular person, and it's just funny because they had a lot of dirty sex to get it. So a gay guy with AIDS. 4, a group of 8 black hermaphrodites who suffer from a rare mental disorder that causes them to perceive themselves as one person. Could be the next general of the armed forces. Okay, it's so crazy it just might work. 4, let's see, it's 5, Boy George, throwback to number 3, better style. 6, and number 6 for fill-in for General Petraeus is a former Israeli cabinet member who's not even a fucking U.S. citizen. Get lots of them in the White House immediately. Guys, stem cell research is a very important topic. We need a steady supply of human flesh from a science. But unfortunately, as Bill Nye the Science Guy has said many times, it is not enough. We must also kill little kittens while they're alive. The more pain they suffer, the more science we can extract, and therefore the more space rockets. Okay, I watched a documentary that explained black holes. I am now a genius. Please follow me on Facebook. I'll be posting pictures of stars. 2, normalize pedophilia. 3, enact regulations to stifle industry and cripple our productive capacity, then ship those jobs to China, which is fucking 100 times worse with pollution, you fucking idiots. Or 4, realize that pedophilia is an orientation that people are born with and have to deal with. It is not an abomination or a scourge, but instead may actually help society by building ion rockets to find water on Saturn. Black scientist Neil says that water on Saturn's moon would mean blah 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 if we could just find water. Pedophiles are normal, bye. Now I think it's important that we devote at least 80% of this country's GDP to finding water on other planets, because that will somehow help us in the short term, because it's like a big water ball up there. And it means that there's water in other places in the universe. And we can, in 100 years, we can go there. So we'll go talk about it now. Guys, same-sex couples are exactly like hetero couples, okay? And I don't want to hear anybody saying otherwise, all right? Love is love. If it's me loving you, I don't know. Okay, I don't care. If we're kissing, getting married, okay? If you two want to get married, I don't care. It's love. I'm actually not that anti-gay, but I am going to say this joke. Now, never mind the fact that the average gay man has had 3,729 partners, as evidenced by my personal research. I used to live next to an old gay couple. It's a true story. They were exactly like a hetero couple. Not one bit of difference. And if they say anything about it, I'm gonna be mad. But they were cleaner. They had nicer interior decoration. They were actually better. Okay? They had better taste in music. They had wittier conversation. They had better fashion. They were more fun to hang out with. We hung out on the balcony. We drank wine. We listened to fucking New Order. It was a cool time, okay? They typically vote Democrat, which I'm all for, okay? We should probably sterilize a bunch